Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are talking about my luxury beauty favorites from March and April because I was just a little bit absent for half of April due to illness, but I'm back, I'm healthy, better than ever, so that's today's video. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. So I have to say that my favorite part of the month of March was not having COVID, and my favorite part of April was no longer having COVID. I had it for the first 2 weeks of April, out, cold, dead, awful, but I'm now feeling like a human being again. I'm feeling much less potato-like. Love that for me, and for you, great. Let's talk about some luxury beauty favorites. So some of these are from March and also April. Let's talk about makeup right away. Let's go into some eyeshadow. And this is new from Guerlain. This is their Summer Jean eyeshadow palette. It's number 518. Look at the packaging. This is actually denim. It feels like fabric. It feels quilted. You can see a garden of bumblebees and flowers. It is exquisite. It is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. It is a gorgeous blue and blurple palette. Yes, you heard it here first, blurple. So I've done a couple videos with this already. I will keep using it here on my channel. So this palette here, the blue in the palette has a bit of purple or violet in it, so it's a bit brighter, paired with the lighter purple color and the gold and the more neutral color. Today I'm wearing the light lavender and the gold. So the lavender here and the gold in the inner corner. It's just perfect for spring, summer because it's vibrant. Sometimes blue, I love blue eyeshadow. One thing about me is I love blue eyeshadow, but sometimes it can be a bit dark. This is fresh, light. It's these two down here that make it lighter, but then you do have this one here that's like a nice neutral everyday, just like in the crease, very, very easy to wear. I think that this is a great blue palette because you get your neutral. Often I have like a lot of blue eyeshadows and I have a whole video on all my favorite blue eyeshadows, but a lot of blue palettes don't get a nice basic neutral that's more matte, and that can just be your crease work. You could do the matte brown on the lid and then go into the blue with as liner, because I've done that before with one of the little sponge tip applicators that comes with the palette, and you can use it as liner very, very easily. This palette is exquisite. It gives me joy just looking at the shadows and the palette here. So fun. And the other item that I purchased with the Guerlain collection here is one of the lipstick cases. So this is just a perfect bumblebee garden party here. There were 2 cases to choose from. I just chose one because, you know, I could invent a need to purchase every case, but I limited myself to just one, and it's just so pretty. It's so much, you know, it's so extra. It's quilted, it feels textured, it really feels very, very luxurious. Obviously, Guerlain is luxury and has a luxury price tag, but it just feels like it was worth it, wink. And this is the lipstick that I'm wearing here. This shade is not new. It's number 360. If I'm not mistaken, it's like a milky beige, that's what it's called, and it's just a really nice nude. This is a velvet matte formula, and I have to say that the Guerlain matte lipsticks are some of the nicest matte lipsticks out there. The formula is incredibly long wearing. Like, I can keep drinking my coffee and my water. It's gonna stay in place, but it's also incredibly moisturizing. It doesn't feel drying. Sometimes a matte lipstick feels like it's removing all the moisture from you in order to stay, but this feels so nice and creamy. If you haven't tried their nude or their velvet matte lipsticks, you really should give it a try. So this is the nude lipstick. I'm gonna go ahead and give a swatch of the palette. I totally forgot for a second. I just got really excited and ahead of myself. So this is the palette here. These are the beautiful colors. I think that this is available through Selfridges because I think this sold out. It's come back available and sold out again, but I'll try to provide links for you because it's a really, really great palette. It's limited edition, unfortunately, but I do think it's definitely totally worth getting. Next up is a hair supplement. So this is something that I've been taking behind the scenes, off camera, and I've never talked about it here on YouTube. But I have been taking this supplement here for my hair for almost 2 years. Yeah. This hair supplement is called Nutrafol. So this is the jar here, and I can show you what the vitamins look like. This is what they look like here. And the reason I haven't mentioned these on my channel before is I really wanted to vet this completely and thoroughly before even talking about it, because when it comes to supplements, I don't know, sometimes the science isn't always there, but for some products, they really do actually genuinely work. So I have the jar here, but now that I have my jar, I just buy the refill pack. And this is a hair growth supplement. So you take it the same way you would take other medication. And I don't know why, but a few years ago, I noticed that my hair started thinning, specifically in the center of my forehead. And there was no real rhyme or reason. It just happened. It was really obnoxious. And I've been taking this supplement now for almost 2 years. And my hair is still, like, it's never going to be super thick and dense, but it has grown back so much. And one thing a lot of you have noticed in the comments is I have so many more baby hairs. I'm trying to find them now. Okay, so this, you see this? I hope you can see. This is a baby hair. Look at how long this is. Like, this isn't just giving me little baby hairs here. It's literally growing new hair everywhere. So like this here, this is not like this here. These are new hairs. These were little baby hairs. They started off as tiny little hairs, and then they just kept growing and growing and growing, and now my head is just full of luscious more hair. There's more over on this side as well. Like, look at this. Do you see this? That is quite a baby hair. That is like 2 years of growth. I don't know how long it takes for hair to grow, maybe several months, but like, look at this. So yeah, it absolutely works. It's wonderful. You do have to take it on a regular basis, like with any supplement. You know, if you take those like eyelash growth serums, you have to use it every night. It's the same thing with this supplement here. And the reason I waited so long to share my thoughts and review this is because I just wanted to make sure it worked. There's just, you know, there's a lot of pseudoscience junk out there, and I really wanted to vet it. So 2 years of testing, I can tell you it does work. It takes, I would say, several months before you start to see results. It's sort of like a long haul commitment in a way. You have to just sort of commit to doing it for a while. But yeah, I can tell you it gives me more hair. Just like in general, I get more hair. The hair looks healthy. Like, I don't do hair treatments. Like, I do like treatments at home, like a hair mask, but this is what my hair looks like. It looks really long, really shiny, really healthy. It's great. So if you're someone who's struggled with some hair thinness, a bit of hair loss, Nutrafol actually does work. Okay, let's get back to makeup. Another product here that I've absolutely loved for the past several weeks is this Violette FR liquid eyeshadow. This is the Yeux paint in, I think it's Ciel de Nuit. It's basically a super dark matte navy, and I've been using it as eyeliner. I am not usually a big eyeliner girl, but this one here I think works really well. So this is what the wand applicator looks like. And so I wipe off some excess here, and then I hold my breath and I do a little line. I use a Q-tip to clean it up, but it's just very cute, very sweet. And the fact that it's a dark navy makes it a bit different than just a pitch black. Something about the dark navy with my brown eyes makes it super pretty. You could use this just as eyeshadow, just blend it out and do like a really intense smoky eye, but I love it as liner. It's really been my go-to winged liner. If you've seen me wear any sort of shape like this for the past several weeks, it's always been Violette FR. Moving on to some Chanel. It's hard to have a monthly favorites video without a single Chanel beauty item mentioned in here. This is the Fantaisie de Chanel. This is from the Le Blanc collection. This one here, I think it may be sold out. As you can tell, this has been very well loved. In the few short months that I've owned this, I have dug into this so much, and it's what I'm wearing on my cheeks. It's just the quintessential Chanel cheek product, that it's a beautiful blush with a hint of luminosity. It has highlighter. It's not too tacky. It's not a chunky glitter. It's just very beautiful and luminous. And I'll give you a swatch here, but you can tell I love this. I've loved it basically since we got it here in Canada. So that's the blush here. Although I don't think the swatch really does it justice, because I think the swatch looks very different than the cheek. I think it looks more natural on the cheek than the swatch here. But yeah, that's what I'm wearing. And speaking of what I'm wearing, the new Hermes bronzers. These came out a couple months ago, and this is number 2 Atlas. This is the bronzer. Since it came out, I have been using it a lot. I took a couple weeks break in April, but I love it. This is just, I mean, look at the packaging. Look at how extra it is. And this is in fact the bronzer that I'm wearing today. It's natural, it's light, it's just really, really beautiful. Did a whole review on it and some swatch comparisons too. Just really lovely. And this is the swatch on the back of the hand, but it's almost like a palette of everything that I'm wearing today. I wasn't really intending on doing that, but yes, you can see this is what I'm wearing today. And I really love this bronzer. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's lovely. It's light, and they have other shades available too. So it's been one of my favorites. Moving on to a foundation. Now, this is not new. It's new to me. This is the Dior Capture Total Super Potent Foundation, and I have the shade 3N. Yes, 3N. So this is part skincare, part makeup. It's a serum foundation, so when you pump it out, it runs like a serum. It's very watery, very fluid, and this has part of the Capture Total skincare in it. It's a great foundation. It's what I'm wearing today. I did like a pump, maybe a little bit less than a pump. I find it very natural, blurring, radiant, really pretty. It does offer a nice level of coverage as well, and it's just been really beautiful. Like sometimes I want something very, very sheer. I also went a period of barely wearing any foundation in the springtime, but when I did, it was often this one here. And then speaking of complexion, I have the new Givenchy Prisme Libre Skin Caring Concealer. This is part of the Givenchy Prisme Libre powder, you know, the compact, or not the compact, but the loose powder with the 4 colors, and then they came out with the Prisme Libre foundations. This is just an extension of that, and this is the concealer. I use the shade C305. It's my corrector here. This is a really, really great concealer. I think it almost gives the Chanel Sublimage concealer a run for its money. I did a review of this and I compared these side by side. There is a very, very faint difference in the level of brightness that this gives you, and it's much more affordable. So this is the wand here. It's a nice doe foot. This is a nice coverage. It's brightening, it's hydrating, it's crease proof. Like once you apply it, once you blend it, you never get a single crease. Great. That is the new standard for concealer. Never crease, never budge, never fade. It's locked and loaded. It's like they mixed in super glue in the concealer here. It's fabulous. It's great, and they have a huge shade range, so anyone can get a shade. This is great. I conceal and then I do a little bit of spot correction sometimes. If I'm not wearing a foundation, I just do conceal and then correct. Out the door. Wonderful. And then last but not least, I have a skincare item here, and this is from Clé de Peau, and this is their new sunscreen. This is the Protective UV Cream SPF 50. It's a broad spectrum. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you this clip here of me applying the sunscreen. So when you see it, it kind of looks like it's going to have a pinky hue or some sort of cast to it, but it does not. It blends in invisible. Like I have very dark eyebrows, and so I went over my eyebrows with the sunscreen and it looks like nothing. Because sometimes sunscreens have a white cast, and I can see it in my eyebrows, and it's really gross, and I have to like brush it out, and it's kind of a big deal. This applies like water. It just, something about the formula, it looks invisible on the skin. Even if you have dark hair like me, and if you have a darker complexion, you also would have zero cast. It feels like a gel cream moisturizer. The texture feels like a gel cream. It doesn't really have a scent. Like, it has a scent in the way that a lot of skincare has a scent, but it doesn't smell like sunscreen. It just smells like, I don't know, like a nice spa. It's wonderful. I've been using it for a couple of months. You can tell I've, been getting to the bottom here, making sure I'm getting the last drop, but it's a beautiful sunscreen. If you have struggled with a sunscreen that just always has a cast or a shade or gets into your eyebrows or your hairline, this one is amazing. Also, it's great to wear underneath makeup and foundation. I'm wearing it today. There's no rolling, no pilling, no bunching. It just looks fabulous. So yeah, these are my luxury beauty favorites from March and April. We are now May, and I can predict that one of my favorite things from the month of May is that tonight I am going to a Lizzo concert. Lizzo, Lizzo, Lizzo. She's coming to Montreal, and so we're going to go see her tonight. So I'm really excited, really pumped about that. Hopefully I can talk about that in my next favorites or just in general. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of my favorites. What were some of your favorites from March and April? I hope you had an easier April than me, because like, oof, it was not fun. No merci. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today. And if you're not aware, I have an online beauty consulting service. I took a few weeks off from that because I was sick, but this is an online Zoom session with me. It's a one-on-one personalized video chat with me where you get to pick my brain about makeup. Maybe there is some makeup you would like to purchase for yourself, but you're unsure what to get. Maybe you want a fresh set of eyes on your existing kit without buying anything new. That is where my expertise comes in. So if you want to make an appointment for yourself, go ahead and click the link down below. And on that note, that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.